It is another fantastic day here at Fun King Garage, and today I'm back working on my friend Ron's 2018 Dodge Ram truck. It's getting a lift kit installed, and full disclosure, this was filmed about a year ago. It's just taken this long to get it into the queue to be edited and released, and mainly because American Modified has reached out and sent us a grill for this truck, and I wanted this video to come out before that one. So, without further ado, now you may or may not recognize this truck. This truck was here back a few months ago to have side step running boards put on it. But today, it's here to get a lift kit. You see, this truck lives where there's snow. I don't, but the truck does. And a plow is going to go on the front of this truck. And to put that plow on, it needs just a little bit more ground clearance. And that's where this kit from KSP comes in. Never used one of these kits, but we're going to find out how good it is. You're not getting a whole wash.
Just one fender?
Just one spot on each fender.
Oh, you gotta check it for level when it's done?
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mark each and every fender, and I'm going to measure from the ground to a mark on here and write that number on the tape, so that once the lift kit is installed, we'll know if one is all of a sudden an inch out, that something went wrong. This just kind of gives me a baseline to know before and after. Alright, so I've measured 37¼ inches from the floor to that little mark that I made, and I'll try to use that same measurement on the other side, but as long as I have some reference, then I know that everything is alright. So I'm going to go ahead and get all the rest of these done, and we'll move on. Alright, so I'm going to cut into this and see what it is that I'm working with. This particular product was supplied to me by the vehicle owner, so this could be fun. I usually like to do my own research, but oh, it's a box inside of a box. And look, they included styrofoam peanuts. Stop using styrofoam peanuts for shipping. Alright, so we got a leveling kit and what I assume is a leveling kit. So for those who don't know, this particular vehicle is a coil spring in the rear. It's not leaf spring, so hence the leveling kit spacers. Man, I hate styrofoam peanuts. Take a quick look at the ooh, the machining looks pretty nice on those. Yeah, that looks all right. They look like they're made pretty well. Little dampness in there. Probably just some melted snow though. It's okay. Oh, free KSP stickers that are stuck to the side of the box. One of those trick boxes. Oh, I see. I can install them, but I can't open the box. And these should be the type that go on top of the strut. Man, it's just too bad that these parts go into a place that you really can't see, because they are quite lovely. Bag of hardware on the other side. And as usual, no instructions, but as a man, I'd just throw those away anyway, right? No, I'm going to pull them up online, double check everything before we get started, and then we're going to get these in there and get this thing up off the ground. They're fairly tight. Do you want a tire rotation while we're at it? These tires have a lot of miles on them. Hey everybody, and welcome to Fun King Garage. Today we're going to be putting a Carolina squat on this truck. Alright, so according to the instructions that I read, I got to release the upper ball joint. I have to remove the sway bar, and as the directions said, move it out of the sway. I think they meant out of the way, but we're good with that. And then the strut will come down out of there, and we can put the spacer up in. Helps if you turn the bolt the right way.
I think you did it on purpose to keep the rust loose.
That's exactly why I did it, yeah. Give it a little snugging up first before it...
Yeah, stretch it so it can relax.
Release a little pressure off of that. And we're going to ask that ball joint very nicely to give up the ghost. It's not giving up the ghost. That's crazy, man. There it is. Day 2 and wheel 2. Now you're not really going to get to see wheel 1 because I let my kid use the camera and he left it in manual focus mode, and a lot of the footage did not come out. Yeah, the focus is not working right. That boy.
That would do it.
Oh, I'm gonna kick that kid in the butt. Hopefully this video is usable at this point. But luckily for you, and I guess for me, this wheel is the same, just a mirror image of it. So we're gonna go through the same process over here. All right, so sway bar is still released from the other side, and I have released the upper ball joint earlier, and now I'm gonna go ahead and pull this caliper off. Okay. Are we close now?
Yeah, that was a little easier than the other side. Holy poopiness.
The instructions did not say anything about that bull. I mean bull stuff.
Holy poop.
It's because we know what we're doing. So, unfortunately, being that you missed the other side, and I'll try to put some of the footage in here, even though it's going to be blurry. It required a long piece of 2x4 to get this thing back in. This one just happened to pop out. So doing the second side is always great because you learned everything on the first side. All right, so love when that happens. This is the actual spacer, and this is going to go on top of the current strut. It's got 3 holes that are threaded. It came with 3 hex cap screws. Those come in from the back side and come out to be like studs. The other 3 holes are inset, and those get bolted to the top of the current strut with the factory bolts. It can only go one way because the holes are offset. It then makes the strut go back into the truck 180 degrees opposite the way you took it out. I was afraid I'm going to bang my head on something. And with good reason, because I always bang my head on stuff. Hit my dang head. Mud flap? Oh, that's not a mud flap.
No, that's the whole bumper.
Did I tell you I burned the crap out of the back of my neck welding that matrix frame together?
No.
So I'm over here welding and I dropped something on the ground. I had my hood up and I bent down to pick it up and the hood swung down, and when it did, it caught the ground cable and it flipped the aluminum I had just welded over onto the back of my neck.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
Burned the absolute crap out of me. Yeah.
What kind of noises did you make?
I might have said the F word. I don't remember.
You don't normally, but I can see that happen.
That's 40. It's not. 40 would strip this.
Yeah. It's good and snug and...
Well, I mean, the thing is at the point that you put the nuts down on top of here, you're just pulling this up. There's no reason for that to be torqued.
Right.
I think that they mislabeled that. No different than, you know, the whole, you know, way and away.
Yeah, you think the top is supposed to be...
Sway. I think these nuts are supposed to be 40 pounds. And even then, looking at that hardware, good and tight's where it's going to be. So, all right, so I have the studs in there now. And again, those are hex cap screws that go in from the backside. What we were just discussing is that the instructions say to torque those to 40 pounds. And on the other side, I ran them in what I felt was tight. And then I put the torque wrench on it and it was still turning it. And I was absolutely afraid it was just going to strip it. It's only aluminum. It's very nicely milled aluminum, but it's just aluminum. So now I'm going to line up those other 3 sets. Boy, I got lucky, got it on the first try. First try! First try. And then this will get bolted back to the strut with the factory hardware. Now, it should also be noted that I'm working a little bit faster on this side than I was the other. One, because now I know more what I'm doing, but 2, because this truck has an appointment with the alignment shop tomorrow. And being that we're coming up on the holiday, it's very important for this truck to get into the alignment shop, or it has to travel all the way back home in New York with bad alignment, and that's really not a good idea. That seemed like it went way too fast.
Yeah.
That wasn't the hard part, though. This is the part where it gets to be a little annoying. All right, so that was just a quick test fit. Now we're going to put it in for real.
Gravity's a wonderful thing.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just the nut on for now.
You're not supporting all the weight in the other hand?
Yeah. Let me, I'm going to bring this around. I just want you guys to be able to see how much of a difference of where this is compared to where it was mounted. Now before, we were able to very easily slip it out of here, and you can see how much of a difference that spacer has made. Listen, do not use spring compressors except in pairs. Never use just one. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Really what it comes down to is I'm not removing the spring. If you're ever going to remove a spring from a strut, never do it with just one with just one compressor. But in this case, the whole assembly is still staying together. It's not getting unbolted. All we're trying to do is take a little pressure off the spring. And never use impact gun on a spring compressor. That's quite a bit of pressure released out of there.
Is there?
Yeah, right there. Except for your twisting. You all right?
Yeah.
Just don't get me in the teeth with it.
I'll try not to.
More. Wait. I don't like the way you're twisting that. I don't want to die today. We're in.
Tomorrow will be a better
We're
choice.
in. We're in.
That was a lot nicer than the other side.
I don't know why, but you're right. Sure was. We still in the cradle? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not banging on the strut, just on the mount. I don't want to be a mechanic for a living, but I'd love to do this for a living.
Yeah.
I like to entertain you guys. As long as I can get one side, I can start to manipulate it with the spud wrench. Just a lot, because I wanted to see what happened, and nothing good happened.
Yeah.
Nothing bad happened, but nothing good happened. It's only a 1,000-pound table, so. Whoop, 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 whoop. Maybe?
Not quite.
What do you mean not quite?
Really?
Fit right in there.
I didn't think it was gonna go.
All you gotta do is bang the end of your crescent wrench with a.
That would probably explain why the thread seemed a little tight on me the other day. I torqued like crazy.
But I can move it now. You know, like I can maneuver it and manipulate it. And I'm liking it lots. I hate hitting my head on that light.
Okay, so now I'm out.
Okay, that's all
But
right.
now this actually has to go back now.
All right, so we're gonna do that by doing this.
Yep. That looks pretty darn close. There it goes. All of a sudden, it just went think at full inch.
Yeah, well, that's sometimes what it takes. Whew. Oh, all right. I'll bring you around so you can see. So, because everything got pushed down, the geometry on all of this has changed. So we had to get everything into alignment to get that bolt through there, and I'm gonna get that tightened down. Now, I know somebody out there in the comments has done this before, and you're gonna tell me how you did it, and I'll appreciate it when you do, even if you tell it to me in a smart-ass way.
You think you're tightening for a second?
No, you hear the extra, oh, that might just be this. I heard an extra clicking in there. I thought maybe my ratchet was going bad. It's fine. Lifetime guarantee from Tecton. One of the greatest warranties in the market. If something breaks, you send them a picture and they'll send you a new one.
Really?
Yep. All right. You guys still see what I'm doing? No, of course not. What are you looking down there for? So now I'm just going to work on getting these washers and nuts on top of the hat. No! Where'd that go?
Well, gravity hasn't taken over, so it hasn't dropped.
No, it's in the hat.
Oh.
There it is. Magnet for the win. Just lost the light.
Huh?
Battery's dead.
Oh.
On this light. Oof. Click, click. All right, so now I guess we jack it back up, put this back into there. Yeah.
Come on in.
That's it, it's in. Click, click. All right. That was pretty close.
Yeah.
That was pretty close.
Like an eighth of a turn?
If even, yeah. Now I gotta do 90. That's it.
We never did the other side.
Well, you don't trust me? I mean, did you see how close that was?
The only reason I don't trust it on the other side is you're like, we gotta torque this tomorrow anyway, and I'm not sure whether you went for your full on, yeah, I think that's right.
I most certainly did not. No, some of that stuff, I did go back and tighten all that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I do definitely want to check all of it.
Oh, that's right, calipers.
Yeah, it's funny that we put these steps on last year to make it easier to get in the truck, and now we're making the truck harder to get into. What is the first thing you're going to do when you get in this truck?
Make sure the brakes are working.
Yeah, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you even start it, pump the brakes.
Okay.
Then start it and pump them again. What did I say this was? 20?
Even.
It had to have been really close.
Yeah, you
Yeah, because
were within a pound or two, I think.
I had to have been right there.
Yeah, I think you were right on the money.
So at this point, the front is 100% done, both sides. Everything's retorqued. Hopefully it's within close enough spec to get a proper front end alignment. If we call it quits now, this truck's going to have a Carolina squat, and we don't want that. So now we're going to shift over to the rear. According to the instructions, I have to unbolt the sway bar and the lower shock arm to lower the axle down far enough, and something about tilting it back and forth. But they were also talking about working on a jack and jack stance. Where we're up in the air, my thought was to use the hydraulic table and unbolt everything and let it all the way down. But Ron, the owner of the truck, said, let's just put spring compressors on there and see if we can take some tension off of there. And I said, sure, why not? We got nothing to lose. That was a terrible idea. It didn't work.
Pump, pump.
Mud flop! This would have been a great time to put shocks in.
Yeah?
I mean, you may not need them though, that's the only thing. Nope, these are still good.
Are they?
Yep, they're still charged. You got a duck stuck over here.
He's not happy either.
Alright, now once again, the instructions tell us to disconnect the sway bar. But again, they're also talking about jogging this thing left and right, which I don't think we're going to have to do. So I'm going to try to not disconnect the sway bar because I think there's plenty of motion in that available. Alright, that axle is now free hanging. But I was wrong. We don't have enough room
On the,
on the sway bar, so.
they do have to disconnect.
I guess so. I'm allowed to be wrong once in a while. Might have to do this one with a wrench and a socket. Like it's just spinning, but nothing a little PB Blaster can't help. Check out PB Blaster. They're not really a sponsor, but I want them to be. Run that nut right onto the end of my socket.
Did you really?
Almost. All right, now let's see how far it goes down. Yeah, that's all the brake line I got. So for the people playing at home, I'd say you got about 3 millimeters. You're definitely in the range of.
They should be king.
Yeah, so what we can do, and they're really rusty. So what we can do is we'll get everything done and then we'll jet down to the local auto house and pick up some pads.
Okay.
And we'll slap some pads in here. All right, both calipers detached and out of the way.
Now this should theoretically go all the way to the floor.
Well, I don't know if it'll go that far, but. I think it's preload now that's holding it.
Okay.
I mean, we can definitely get the springs out.
Yeah. Now do they go in a certain way?
They go into the cup a certain way. All right, so this is the adapter for the rear, and that just goes up in here between the spring and the axle. Problem is we have to gain that much space between the spring and the axle. Whew. Oh.
I really thought I was going to do this at home on jack stands in an hour.
In an hour? Oh.
I looked at the instructions and oh, they don't seem that bad. I can probably do that in an hour.
I'm liking this. Just got to get it over that nubby.
Ooh.
Hey, look at that.
Got it.
No, I'm gonna hand it to you.
Okay. I thought you might.
Whew. All right, one down, one to go. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get you in here to see what I'm working on and be able to be in here working on it, so I'm just gonna get it done. We didn't need the jack at all on this side.
No.
It's still.
Never even thought to try it.
Yeah. Well, no, because this works so well on the other side. Why would we?
So fight to get the driver's side in, so that the passenger side can be put in without any more
Or
tools.
vice versa, I think.
Huh?
I think you could do it vice versa. I think as long
Probably.
as you get one side in, it pushes the axle down enough. Because like the axle's not really pitched. Get everything realigned. Yeah, that feels like it's seated.
And this one over here is tight.
Oh, I'm not liking how hard it is to jack this table up. It may not have the nuts that it needs.
Yeah. I need another 3/4 of an inch to get the bolt in.
Come on, that's got to be 3/4 of an inch.
Nope. Need another 1/4.
You lied to me then.
Maybe. I'm lined up.
I think that's all my table's got.
Okay.
I mean, we're lifting the whole back of the truck off of the
Are we really?
stand.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so here's the fun part then.
This side has to go up more?
Well, it does. Like probably an inch or so. See what was there. It all looks good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to tighten up this lower shock bolt. Let's say that falls under good and tight. All right, you want to help me get the sway bar back in? Oh, mine just dropped right in.
I already put this side on.
Oh, that would be why mine dropped right in.
Yeah.
So technically now the lift kit is installed, or the leveling kit is fully installed, but we're going to take a little break. You won't know it. We'll be back in a jiffy. We're just going to go get some new pads for the rear. Well, I'm tired. Putting the lug nuts on with an impact wrench. So here she is back on the ground. And visually, definitely different. We did get the rear brakes changed out. I fixed that mud flap just like I said I was gonna. Mud flap! And now it's time for the moment of truth. But we're gonna do this two ways. So first, originally we were 39.5 to my mark from the floor. We are now 41.5. We are exactly a 2-inch gain. I'm gonna check the other 3 and then we're gonna try something. Just shy of 41.5, like maybe a 16th inch short. Front, we went from 37.25 to 40 3/4. Woo wee!
3.5 inches in the front?
And here we went from 37.25 to 40 7/8. The tires on this truck are new. They were just put on, so I have to believe that the tire pressure is equal all the way around. So maybe it's a tire pressure problem, maybe it's not. Now, I'm not a super heavy dude, but I'm a couple 100 pounds. We lost a 16th of an inch.
Really?
It only settled a 16th of an inch. So overall, I'm going to say it's going to be pretty stable with a pretty good lift. The front may settle down because of the weight of the engine. Again, you know, we picked it up. We had no weight on the suspension, and now we've come back down. So driving it a little may smooth it out. It's going to go in for an alignment tomorrow morning. It's then going to come back here just for a final checkup. I will measure it again, and we'll finalize this project. And I'll show you some pictures of what it looks like done.
I don't like my reflection in the bumper. It makes me look fat.
Well, this is the part where I show you this before picture and I show you this after picture. And no, I didn't forget to edit the photos in there. There aren't any. You see, that truck was supposed to come back to me the next day or maybe the day after, and it never made it back. And not for bad reasons, just purely because of time constraints. It did make it into the alignment shop the next day, and it was very close to specification, only needing very, very small adjustment. No additional parts, no alignment kit, which is always great news. Now, Ron did drive that truck around for about 4 months with that tape stuck to the fenders, but it is long gone now. And unfortunately, even when the truck comes back, I won't be able to get that final measurement because my marks are gone. The truck is coming back though. We're putting a grill into it that was sent to us by American Modified, and we're super excited. This truck is really coming together. It's got some really cool parts on it. And if you're enjoying this series, or really anything that I do, I ask that you subscribe and ring that bell for notifications so that you don't miss what I'm doing. Lots of cool stuff coming up, but now it's time for me to get back to work. In fact, I hear rain coming. It's going to get real loud in here real soon. So, as always, thanks for watching.